In November of last year, in 2024, I almost gave up. I was under heavy warfare. It was almost just usual at that point. But the pain I was in such intense physical pain, it started to affect me mentally for weeks maybe, intense pain. And I woke up one morning and the pain was gone. And I was just like, wow, I feel good. And I can exercise, I can bend, I can play with my children. I feel really well. That maybe 2 hours later, I got a punch to the gut, like boom. And all of that pain was back for absolutely no reason. And I began to get depressed over the following week because of the pain. I thought I was good. And because I woke up feeling refreshed, maybe on a Monday, and then maybe 2-3 hours later, it was a heavy attack. And these things are an attack because when you go to the doctor or the hospital, they run tests and there's like literally nothing wrong. They can't find the source of it. They don't know why it's there. And they saw that I was in distress. Plenty of times I went to the hospital. I just stopped going after a certain point because there was literally nothing they could do. And I had to get on my knees and pray. But in November last year, this attack was so intense. The pain was so intense that I was literally almost to a point where I was about to just say, God, you just don't love me if you keep allowing these people to take hit after hit at me for no reason. And for 2 days, I was close to just completely abandoning God and curling up and dying, just like Job. Satan wanted for Job. He wanted Job to curse God and die. And that's what the enemy wanted for me. That's what my enemies wanted for me. They wanted me to just curse God because they know if I was to just walk away from God, that protection he had over me, they would be able to, they would be able to just take me out pretty much. Well, for 2 days, I was mad at God because I couldn't sit up straight. I was hunched over in pain. I couldn't be a parent to my kids. I couldn't love my husband the way a wife and husband should be together because of the pain. So I was just like, God, I'm not doing nothing to nobody. Why aren't you stopping them? Why aren't you stopping them? And the questions turned into anger, and it just got worse from there. And during that 2-day period, I became mad at God. Let me just say it like that. Well, one night, after the 2 days of me just really being angry with God and not understanding why I had to go through what I had to go through, it was one night. I went to bed and I pray and read my Bible every night. Even when I was angry with God, I still prayed and read my Bible, but I did it grudgingly. I did it almost as a chore. I did not want to, but I did it just because I wanted to put on a nice face for my children. So we read and we prayed. I went to sleep, but something in my spirit just didn't sit right with me that night. I ignored it. I went to sleep anyway. Around 3 a.m., I woke up with the most excruciating nerve pain in my mouth and my face. It was a pain that I cannot compare to any other pain that I was previously having in my body. It was a deep pain, a deep nerve pain that at first I thought it was a toothache. But when I went to the bathroom, I tried to brush my teeth or something to see if it was a toothache, and it wasn't. And I was like, oh my God, this hurts. This is it. This is a big one. And I felt like this is the one that's about to take me out. This is the pain that's going to take me out. Because if this pain doesn't stop, I'm going to have to take measures into my own hands. So I was trying my best to not wake up anyone. I was in the bathroom, looking in the mirror, wondering what was wrong. My face seemed normal, everything. There was no swelling. The nerve pain was so deep. It was all in the left side of my face and head and mouth, in the roots of my teeth. It was just terrible. It almost was like a metal shock wave. It was just scratching in and out of my body. And I remember taking a deep breath because of the pain. And then I got cold and hot at the same time. Then my body went poof. And I started staggering into my bedroom where my husband was sleeping. And I fell in the hallway because my heart stopped. I fell in the hallway, back up against the wall. Literally, I knew I was about to die. I crawled on my hands and knees to my bedroom. And I woke up, my husband collapsed on the floor. I said, I'm about to die. He jumps up. I'm completely covered in sweat. He jumps up and he's like, oh my God, we're about to call 911. I put my hand over my face because I knew that was it. I put my hand over my face. My heart was fully failing me. And I said, Jehovah. Oh, instantly, you guys, instantly, I felt this whoosh, like a blanket came over me, like a heavy blanket of warmth came over me. And in that moment, I realized what had happened. This heavy blanket came over me in the spirit, and it covered me. And some of that pain was taken away. I'll say 90% of it. And I was left with just this lingering effect. And I laid on the floor, sprawled out, and my husband was panicking. And I believe my oldest two children they got up at this point. And they were like, what's wrong with mommy? Because I was just a mess. If you looked at me, I was completely pale. I was sweaty. I was cold. I was shaking. My eyes was bloodshot red. It was just scary. I laid out on that floor, and I instantly knew when I called upon Jehovah, I knew why. The second time I said his name, I knew why that happened. I knew exactly why I felt that attack. And God spoke to my spirit in that moment. You were this close to blaspheming me. You were this close to cursing me and dying. You understand? You could have died, but I had mercy on you. That was an attack. That was the witchcraft attack. So those pains I was feeling throughout the year and years, that was nothing compared to this one pain. This pain I felt. I felt the full force of their spells. They were doing graveyard magic, like taking graveyard dirt, putting it over my picture, graveyard magic. And my mother had sought a Caribbean spiritualist to do one of these hits. I've seen this woman one time, and they had a whole bunch of different spiritualists on Instagram at the time, circling all over my social media. But it was one in particular, Caribbean woman, that did this hit. And I was shown her face in the spirit. So I'm saying this to say, while you're in this, whoever needs to hear this, because I know not everybody goes through this, but the people who are going through these types of spiritual attacks, when you are in the middle of it, when you're in the thick of it, that's what the enemy wants. He wants to wear you down. He wants to wear you out. He wants you to give up so you can be taken up out of here. And you got to question yourself. What is it about me that the enemy continues to come after me time and time again? What is it? Think about that before you just throw in the towel. That's his plans. He already knows he cannot get me on his side, no matter what. So the best thing after that is death. For him, for the enemy, for your enemies, is death. Why is it that he needs you to die? What is he attacking you for? If there wasn't something great in you, if there wasn't something Jehovah has placed in you, there's a light in you. That's why you're continuing to face these attacks. So when you're in the thick of it, just don't give up. Hold on. Don't get angry with the Most High. He's literally the only one that can save you from this mess. And that is what Jehovah had to show me that night. Like, Sierra, you're close to blaspheming me. And I've been protecting you all this time, baby. Yes, it hurts, but you got to go through it. It reminds me of when I'm doing my daughter's hair. And Black people, we have a coarser hair texture, right? And they hate getting their hair combed. And one of my daughters, she's really tender-headed, and I'm combing out her hair, and she's crying. And I'm like, baby, I know it hurts, but after this, you just don't have to shut up and deal with the little pain that you get. After this, it's going to be beautiful. So I told her that one day. And while me telling her that, it clicked into my head. I ministered to myself. Like, yes, Sierra, I know it hurts. Yes, it hurts. Your mother's attacking you. But after this, something beautiful is coming. Just be quiet. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Deep breath and pray and breathe. Push through. I know it hurts. But God got you. God got you. Didn't Jesus say, A servant isn't greater than his master. He went through so much suffering. That's why I called myself, when I first started my business, the only thing that kept coming to my mind was count it all joy, because the things that I've been through in my life, I've been through so much, and I've always managed to get through them. I always managed to find the silver lining in all of the pain and the struggle and the tears and the abuse. I've always managed to do exactly that. I always managed to count it all joy. When others counted me out, I've always counted it all joy. So just hold on. Hold on. God is coming. Wait on him. Do you know what he has in stores for those who wait on him? Wait on him. The Most High is patient. He loves you. He even loves our enemies. That's why he's given them so much time to stop and repent. I love you, and I'm praying for you. I don't even know your name, whoever this message is for, because it has to be for someone, because I wouldn't be coming on here putting myself in this position if it wasn't for the Most High putting it in my spirit to do so. So I love you. I'm praying that you overcome whatever situation it is that you may be facing in your life. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps someone.